Okay, I'm back. Okay, it shows that it's working. I can actually see it now. I don't know if it is staticky or, but I can see the buttons are now indicating that I have sound. So I'll have to, I'm good. You can hear me? Oh, thank you. Thank you. What the heck happened? Thank you so much. Like, what the hell? That was weird. Good, good. Thank you. I don't know what that was all about. But we're going to roll with it for now. Am I staticky? I have Tony. Oh my God. I have Tony. Okay. That is so funny that you say that. I totally was laughing with my grandson about that the other night. I am oh God. Don't tell me that. Oh my God. It's funny, Jerry. It's funny. First of all, okay, her name is Hilaria. That right there is funny, right? Oh my God. Okay, thanks. I'm all nervous to touch anything. I don't want to mess up. Um, how is her name Hilaria? Isn't that just funny? Oh my God. And the way that it is, I mean, the shit she does, the way she comes out with this whole, yeah, exactly. With this fake accent, it's so bad. It is so bad. And seriously, like even certain words, she's like, how do you say, stop it. Oh, Lord. Yeah, yeah. I think that's it. That's it. Oh my God. But she does. She has this total fake accent. It's so cringe. Oh my God. And I just think how funny it is that her name's Hilaria, and I'm like, she's freaking hilarious. It's not hilarious, really. I mean, it's seriously secondhand embarrassment. Stop. I mean, you got to be off your rocker a little bit to be married to that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I think they have like 7 kids. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Well, he has other kids. Who was he married to? Kim Basinger. Was that who he was married to? Remember that kid? Remember that whole video where he left a message for his daughter, calling her a fat pig and shit. That was those are other kids. I think him and Hilaria have like 7 kids or something. I could be wrong. I don't like the guy. I don't really, but that was so. Oh my God. Okay, and I just have to say this because I never felt like that he wanted to kill anybody on his set. Okay, I didn't. I think that he felt horrible about that. We all remember he was vomiting and shit, which is extremely appropriate. Um, but he was responsible. I mean, if for nothing else, it was his movie, right? We know they cut all kinds of corners. They went cheap, ridiculously cheap. Um, they did things they shouldn't have done. And but again, at his trial, they actually did fuck it up. I mean, I couldn't even be that annoyed, I guess, that it had to be thrown out. They fucked it up. But think about it. These are the same people that are investigating Gene Hackman. Oh my God. Okay, wow, okay, that is funny. No, I believe that, Jerry. I do believe that. He was negligent for sure. I mean, look at the people working on that set said they didn't even pay for hotels. They had to go, they said they worked like 14-hour days. They had to drive 50 miles or something to stay in a hostel. Um, it was a bad situation all the way around. And you should never have, you're not allowed, you cannot have live rounds on the set at all. They were having target practice and shit. So it was wrong. Yeah, that's what they say. And honestly, to me, I thought, we always want to find something in everything. It was definitely very strange that, for him and his wife and dog, all that to die at one time, kind of like that. It seemed really strange. But I'm like, I'm not trying to go and look for something. Again, it is the same people who did that Rusk shit. So, but now we're hearing that his wife's doctor said he spoke to her the day after she died. They said she died on the 11th. The doctor said he spoke to her on the 12th. That makes you go, okay. And we had never heard anything about Alzheimer's. And now all of a sudden, and a lot of people are saying he didn't have Alzheimer's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But it is starting to look weird again. It definitely is. Oh my God. You are full of them, Tony. You're full of them. Oh my God, Tony. You are going to be too much. You are in rare form tonight, aren't you? Oh my God. Right. Driving, they came out saying late stages of Alzheimer's. That was brand new to everybody. Hey, Queen. Thank you. Yeah, we're back. I'm not going to touch anything. Let's hope we do this. Of course, I'm getting your jokes. Actually, I say that, but I'm actually surprised that I am also. Right. Frazzled. Right. Exactly. I mean, I think that they are not good at doing investigations around there. Yeah, I didn't get that one at all. I did not. I am getting the Alec Baldwin ones, and yeah, I was. Right. Now, I did end up catching on to that one. I didn't at first, though. You're absolutely right. I didn't. I was like, that's weird. Um, right, Frazzle. That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. Yeah. I got the shooting blanks. I did get that. I've been getting the Alec Baldwin ones. But I was having crises, right? Well, I was going to say, you guys know that sometimes, even when you explain it to me, I still don't know. I'm not going to lie. You know, I did figure out the curious, but like I said, I was having technical difficulties. So that kind of took precedence. And the whole time, Mr. Snotty's trying to fix my microphone, he's telling you guys, um, and I'm like, they can't hear you. That's the whole thing. They can't hear you. And we were having this little struggle over the mouse. He's got the mouse, and I'm on the keyboard trying to type to you guys, and he's like, just let me tell, I got to write it because they can't hear us. Right. Well, obviously, he should have known. No, that I, that they were good. You've had some really good ones, Tony. You absolutely have. I had read an article that the woman that was shot was getting ready documentary on. I did hear that too. Okay, I heard that, but see, that's what I mean. I absolutely do not care for Alec Baldwin at all. I don't think he's fine. I think he's gross. Not a fan at all. But I truly do believe that he did not mean to do that. I think it was very careless. But I did hear that also, Aquarian baby. But we always hear those kinds of things. I don't know how much truth there is to that stuff. Not, yeah. Well, he got told shut the fuck up. He sure did. And I think he does what she says. I don't know. Um, he told that one kid that came up to him that he was going to break his fucking neck. But yeah, he did on tape cuss out his daughter. But you know what else, Aquarian? They also said that oh my god, what is her name? It just left me. Oh my god. You have a dislike for him. I do. I really can't stand the guy. Anne Heche, right? Is that her name? I did hear that there was something up with her, and there is something very weird about her death. There is something super weird about that. We fucking watched it live. And she was not on fire. We watched her raise up. That is one of the weirdest fucking things I'll never be able to figure that shit out. And they said she was same thing. And we know that there are a lot there's some major issues with child trafficking. 100%. Hollywood is some really fucked up people. Yes, I 100% I believe that. Right? Isn't that weird? What happened there? And then they came out and told us something that is 100% opposite of what we saw with our own fucking eyes. That one is, but see, this is what I don't understand. There was a time that you wouldn't get by with shit like that. People would be like, I'm sorry. She wasn't charred. No, you're right. Quite honestly, I just kind of take that along with, I just don't care for him. I'm not a fan of his. And I never have been. I never have been. Obviously, he's a total lefty freak, but that's not even all of it. Like the shows what was that show he was on? Oh my God. Was it a radio show maybe? I don't even know. I've never thought he was that funny. I've just never been a fan. Right? No, he actually is. 30 Rock. Okay. Was that a show about a radio show? Yeah, I didn't care for that. Yeah, see, I never thought that was funny, but um no, he has said some really ugly I mean, like I said, he just told that one kid he was going to break his fucking neck. I mean, okay. You would think it might change you a little bit when you, even not intentionally, you killed somebody. Yeah, I saw it very little. That's why I can't picture a lot of it, but I knew I didn't care for it. That's why I didn't watch it. At the time that was on, I would watch shows. Now I don't even know what the hell's on. I don't even think normal TV is on at all these days because I don't think anybody watches it. Lame attempt. Yeah, I didn't think it was funny. I didn't. Um, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Anne Heche, but it is not what they told us. They said that she, burned in that fiery crash. We watched her not look like she was even anything. She did. That is so freaky to me. It really is. Still, it's very disturbing to look at that. I don't know about Ellen with that. I definitely not a fan of Ellen's at all. And the last video that I saw of Ellen was so stupid. So stupid. I really cannot with some of that. If people have gone through, some people just have never gone through. Just shut the fuck up. A lot of people have gone through a lot of things. And nobody's doing anything to you if you want to be transgender and stuff. Nobody's trying to stop you from doing that. We're trying to say you can't play women's sports if you're not a woman. I know that's fucking crazy, but okay, that's what people are trying to say. That's it. And these people are saying, oh, they're going to have to leave this country because they're not safe here. Where do you fucking think you get to play those fucking games? What country is it you think is going to fucking play your shit? You are so allowed to live here and act like a fucking idiot all day, every day, anytime you want to. Men should not be out. They've got women losing their scholarships, their I mean, every shit they've worked their whole lives for. They have lost all kinds of shit because somebody decides they're a man or a woman when they're not. No, you don't get to just fucking do that. You can live however you want to live. Everybody else doesn't have to put up with that shit. They just don't. Get the fuck out of here with that. It's ridiculous. I don't know where she went to. I don't know where Ellen went to. She has some video, I saw it on X, about how sorry she is for what people are going through here. Shut up. Going through what? What are you going through? It's ridiculous. You're not going through anything. People don't want men in women's sports. That's not fucking right. It's just not. I'm not trying. I've never heard anybody trying to tell anyone how to live their life. Live however you please. I'm not trying to stop anyone. But you get to go and spike a ball in a woman's face and cause her fucking permanent paralysis. You get to take medals from women who have fucking worked their whole lives. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that. And the stupidity of people who want to argue it, when in reality, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. That might be somebody's big thing. Everybody has their thing that they are very passionate about. And I don't discourage anybody from doing that. Oh, everybody should. But don't ask me to take that on as my. I have other things I'm passionate about. I don't need anybody else to worry about them. Don't try to give me your shit, because I'm not taking on anybody else's shit. And you need to quit acting stupid. It's common fucking sense, period. Common sense. That's it. What? Ellen is Diddy. Yes. No, you're okay. I'm seeing that. I think Hollywood is evil. I do. I think there's a lot. Well, if you guys listen, we listened to the book Chaos. A lot of stuff came out there that was not totally surprising, but I mean, well, actually, some of it really wound me up. Exactly. That's the whole thing. That's just it. And this is the only place you can have that. So when you think that when you act like, oh, I have to go somewhere where it's safe, again, fucking do some research. This is the only place you actually get to act like a complete fucking idiot. 100% allowed. Exactly right, though. You don't get to, and you know what? Just because something offends you, nobody has a right to not be offended. They don't. You are welcome to be offended. It does not mean that I'm not allowed to do it. I'm offended by a whole lot of shit. That's just life. Because people have it in their head that we have to take on whatever kind of horse shit they want to cram down my fucking throat, up my ass, all over the place. No, I don't have to take it on. Fucking you do you. Wear fucking do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I got to tell you a funny story. So, Okay, so I'll tell you, the last couple of days, I actually spent with two of my most favorite people on this planet. Um, but a seriously funny story. Um, mm, I'll show you the really cool picture, okay? But this is a funny. I got a funny story to tell you. So look at that. Oh, oh no. I had 2 days with my angel. I miss him so much. It was so awesome to see him. That is my baby, my angel baby. I know, and Jack, I know they were so cute. Oh my god, I loved being with them. So, because it's spring break, because I don't see my angel that much anymore. Like, all the teenagers are busy, they're doing stuff. I get it. But I really missed him bad. So I was texting Fig, trying to work out when I could spend some time with him. And so she had said, um, she texted me and said, um, it said I'll drop them off on a certain day and I'll pick them up on a certain day. And so it was like several days. And then all of a sudden I go, my head immediately said, maybe he's bringing a friend. He's in high school, right? I thought maybe he's bringing a friend with him. And then so all of a sudden I text her and I go, okay, you said them. So I'm assuming he's bringing a friend. I go, all of a sudden it hit me. Is he bringing a friend, which I'm totally okay with? Um, or did he change his pronouns? Because that I'm not okay with. That we're going to have to talk about. And she was like, oh my God. She goes, I was doing talk to text and it just corrected me. I go, it took me a few days. All of a sudden I was like, wait, what exactly does that mean? Just for the, I know, I was thinking that same, that's what I was thinking. Like, wait, I better find out what the fuck's going on here. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him since before. No, I think I did see him New Year's Eve. Actually, I did. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I don't do it either. I don't do it. I'm not going to play some kind of game with trying to figure shit like that out. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. Live however you want to live. Don't ask me to do anything with that. I just can't. That's not who I can't do it. I can't worry about it. I can't. And whenever you have a book that says, I was in daddy's tummy, no, you weren't. You just fucking weren't. We can act fucking stupid all damn day long. But no, you weren't. Now, this is the reason the education system needs to be fucking taken down. That's the kind of fucking shit. Why would you do that? Yeah, Tony, maybe you missed that. We only have 2 genders here again now. What we don't have 15 genders these days. I never did. I don't want anybody to live any way they don't want to live. Again, I've said that a million times. I'm no phobic of any kind. I don't care. But I'm not going to get pulled into some kind of horseshit. No, and it's about, no, there's about 12 fucking letters now. Don't ask me to figure out what all that is. I don't care. Oh, that's what that, oh, say, I never. Tumblr? Is that what that, was that what you're saying? I know. Oh, I was going to say, is that what that maybe just misspelled it? I don't know what that means. I'm not going to try to figure it out. I don't have to. You know what? This is the thing. Let me just be very clear. Menopause has been about the biggest fucking thing to ever happen to my life. I don't expect everybody to try to work that out for me, help me figure it out, anything else. Deal with it. That has affected me bigger than anything ever. But that's something I'm going to deal with. And it's not something that I just want to have, whatever. It's nobody else's fucking problem. It's no one else's business. Nothing. Whatever is big in your life, that's what's big for you. I am fucking not making it. I will not. I will not. Tumblr. I don't even. Oh my God. Are you kidding? See, this is what I mean. And we're going to find out. I'm sure we already have found out some. But we're going to find out later. You can't. Kids are being talked into this shit. They fucking are. That to me is child abuse. Remember we watched that video of that woman, her child is 14 months old and she's a trans. No, she doesn't fucking know anything at that time. Stop it. Why try to lay shit like that on anybody? Unbelievable. No, people are talking their kids into this shit. I know they are. I've watched some of that shit happen. And it's wrong. No, it's not Christian. And that's what I've said to people. I've had these issues in my personal life with people. No one's going to change the way I think. I don't tell people how to think, but you're not going to change how I think. I believe that. I believe that. I do. How could they not? Like I always say, when I was a kid, I used to say I wanted to be a nurse. When I was a kid, well, I cannot stand the sight of blood at all. When my kids got hurt, I rushed them to the hospital, but I put like something over. I couldn't look at it. I couldn't take it. I can't even look at that shit. You don't know what you want to be when you're, as a profession, when you're really young. Maybe some people stick with that forever. I don't know. If it's an athlete, I hope that another gender doesn't get to come in and fucking take it. How about that? Oh my Lord. Wow, Jerry, I didn't know. Now back to him. See, that's the thing. They're doing things. We watched a video the other night, I think, or last week, how these schools they're taking kids to get puberty blockers and doing things that you can't, that'll make them sterile for life. without the parents' permission or knowledge even. It's horrible. It's very dangerous. Absolutely, it is. Exactly. People are doing things on purpose. That's, to me, that's what I'm feeling like a lot of this JFK stuff is coming out. It's showing how much, um, how many lies we've been fed, like crazy lie. I mean, it's so horrible. That's, well, I was going to say, I saw in Montana a girl that decided she wanted to be, I don't know, I think it was a girl that decided she wanted to be a boy. And she went to the school and said her parents wouldn't call her this different name. They told her they weren't going to call her another name. They weren't. She didn't get in trouble. They weren't going to entertain it. Um, she's like 14 years old. They took her away from the parents. That's in Montana. That, I thought Montana might just be the bluest or the reddest state in the whole damn country. That's in Montana. They took her from her parents just simply because they would not entertain whatever she was doing. They wouldn't call her a different name, and she was all upset about it. That's exactly right. No, you don't have right over my child. Hunter, you fucking do not. Nobody does. So anybody upset about dismantling the Department of Education, well, too fucking bad. How about some of us parents out there that don't appreciate this shit? None of these, nobody knows civics at all. Nobody knows that. They're not teaching education. They're teaching I was in daddy's tummy. That's a fucking lie. It's a lie. It's not possible. You're not fucking helping anybody with that shit. Good, Frazzle, good. Can you believe Montana? Montana, I thought might literally seriously be solid red. I haven't looked into that case anymore, but they took that girl. CPS took the child because the parents aren't going to play this fucking game. Are you? Yeah, that some shit's going to go down in my fucking world when you try that crap. It's ridiculous. Can you imagine? And you know, there are kids being abused. Plenty of kids being abused. They want to get themselves up in the middle of some kind of shit that they have zero business in. Yeah, one thing I can tell you I believe about my government is you need to stay the fuck out of my business. All little kitties better take home their litter box. What? No, it's fucked up. The flag on Mr. Snotty's shirt. It's an American flag. No, I can't believe. Well, that's fucking ridiculous. See, what good are you doing anybody with that crap? Come show your shirt, babe. I actually didn't make this one. I made most of his shirts.
These.
We bought these.
We bought these from the campaign. I got my flag over here. My MAGA over here. MAGA.
Yep. Do you see my
Oh yeah, I see it.
You see this?
It's iconic. It'll go down in history. Even if Time Magazine doesn't post it.
Jerry made it. Oh, thank you. I love that. It was. It was divine intervention for sure, because I believe this, they were trying to do exactly what they did to JFK. JFK wasn't down with a whole lot of shit. Jack in the Box. And that's what we need to think about. What do we know about Thomas Crook? Nothing. They had him cremated immediately. They scrubbed his house, scrubbed everything. We don't know anything about him. So, like with JFK, I don't know if we'll ever know. I don't think we will ever know who actually shot JFK. But we do know, I've always been very clear about who called it. Dang it, sorry. Oh, God. Right. Yeah, they weren't going to, JFK wasn't going along with everything that they wanted. I've always known that. I've since I was in high school, I was hell-bent. And I don't think that anything is going to come out to show me much different. Again, what I do see is that I had no idea how involved Israel was in this. Whole nother disturbing set of things going on there for me personally. But they wanted to give us all this shit about Oswald. We knew that was nonsense. Yeah, some very disturbing things have been happening that really, really, oh my God, hold on. Oh, these dogs are a pain in my ass. Yeah, I think I have a lot of feelings that I'm not happy that I have. But you kind of can't help it, right? A lot of things for a lot of years that I really just did not understand, and understanding their involvement in it has really been like a gut punch to me. It really has. So much so that as soon as they said Assad ran, to Russia, I was like, I was fucking mad. I know we're doing it, and they're very much involved in that too. Of course they are. It's happening the same as Libya, Iraq, all places with even though they had dictators, Christians lived. Jesus Christ.
I got it.
Okay, well, we'll see when they decide I'm going to be interrupted again. God. Snowden, yeah. No, Israel's behind a lot of shit that goes on that I actually had never really seen. And to see how much involvement with JFK, it's like, wow. And I don't even like how I feel about any of this. I don't. But we did this. We did this in Syria. What's going to happen now? What? You think so? I don't know. So many things are, so many lies that we've just been living. Look what we found out about, the whole thing with Nixon. Obviously, I never felt really good about that. I always felt that Nixon was a good president, no matter what. I didn't realize what a fucking joke Watergate was. It was a complete joke. But that looks to be that also he was, because he got too interested in trying to figure out what happened to Kennedy, I think. Well, I think other things too. There's more things. This is the same with Trump. It's if there's certain people controlling every president, and they can't control Trump. They can't buy him. He's not been compromised. This is why they're just not stopping at anything. Called Nixon. Isn't it so crazy when you think about that they were even able to do that with Watergate? Like today, really? People get caught doing all kinds of crazy shit, and everyone just nothing just ruins anybody anymore. It just doesn't happen. We just act like it didn't happen. Just like Anne Heche, we act like she didn't fucking raise right the fuck up on that damn gurney. Right in front of our face. We just move on to the next thing, knowing we're just straight being fucking lied to about every single thing. Right. Exactly right. Right. All we've known is what the news told us, exactly what we were told. Again, JFK situation was so asinine. As a child, I understood that was horseshit. That wasn't possible. Oh my God. Well, I'm sorry that my microphone works now. I know. Sorry. I'm not even gonna lie. My dogs are such a fucking pain in my ass. Right? Yeah, they really. Yeah, the more you think about it, there was so much fucked up shit with that. But yeah, we never heard about the horrible things that Lyndon Johnson did. Obviously, one of them being killing the president. Right, Frazzle, right? So, they do, and we know it's the same way with MLK and RFK. We know that they weren't playing the way they were told to play. And they put people in positions. They've done a lot of this on purpose. Like with Epstein, he didn't come from money. He was placed into money. He was put there to get dirt on people. They find out somebody's weakness and they go after that. And sadly, men are very much fairly pretty easy to have them taken in. And, we hand out drugs and all kinds of shit to get people to be on their worst behavior. They do it all just to have, right, right. Yep, yep. So then you have them compromised and now they're just puppets. I think that probably a lot of people go to DC with good intentions. I think probably very quickly you find out that it's kind of really not that possible. Right, right. Another one. See, very weird. Yep. There's a lot of really weird stuff that has come out. To me, I don't think there's a smoking gun. There's nothing I'm surprised about um, so far. I myself personally have gone through about 35 pages. There, you know what, Jerry, were you saying that I think you said earlier, Jerry, where to get them. I thought I sent them to you, but I will send them to you. Okay. The Zeit, what? Yes, series. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I will. I will email them to you. See, that's another thing I got to tell you guys. I started feeling very nervous the other day about them coming out. Like, people are really, really desperate. Like, I started getting very nervous about somebody getting hurt. I'm never going to believe certain things. I don't give a shit what any document tells me. I'm not. First of all, one bullet, two men, and 7 injuries. I mean, that bullet had to just run around, just do all kinds of. Seriously, that was really stupid. Yeah, right. That's what I think. That's what I'm saying. Some of this, actually, I'm kind of worried about some of it coming out now, too. I really am, because I think we can very safely be very. Nothing's going to talk me out of knowing who did a lot of this. Oh, well, good to see you back. Tell her hi for us. Yeah, I'm starting to worry that, because everybody knows. Again, I don't think that we're going to be all that surprised about anything. I mean, you do feel like, yes, you want the transparency. You're tired. We're tired of the fucking lying. They have been lying for years. They haven't stopped now. They're not going to. In this, though, we are finding out. But like we heard when we listened to Chaos, we heard about these movie scene sets and shit, and how they mess with Hollywood with drugs and all these things. I think that's probably what's going to come out to be the worst part of this, is how evil we really have been. Our government has been, because the fact is that the the CIA answers to no one. They just do whatever the fuck they want. They're all over the world doing whatever the fuck they want with a blank check for whatever kind of money they want. See, I haven't decided how I feel about Jesse Ventura, honestly. Actually, I kind of feel like I have, but then again, I don't, we don't, we're just lied to so fucking much. It's just sick. No, I don't think. I mean, what do you say about this shit? To see how involved we have been with trafficking children, I'm not surprised about the drugs. I thought this myself for sure with Noriega. I knew right then and there this was all a bunch of bullshit. Like, do you guys remember? I'll never forget the very minute that happened. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? That was very weird to me. I didn't like it. And I knew we were up to some fuck shit. I knew it. Again, we think we have to go and decide who's going to be everywhere. Just like this Ukraine shit. We are the cause of this shit. And look how there are certain people, I don't want to keep saying Israel, that really want us to go at war with Iran. I don't know. What do we actually know about any of these people? What we've been told. That's what we know. Remember after that fucking weird ass kid shot Trump? They came out, oh, that's right. There's been some very credible threats against Trump from the Iranians. Really? Who fucking said that kid up there, that had nothing to do with Iran? It didn't. That kid up there on that fucking roof that shot Trump had everything to do with our government. Period. End of fucking story. Who is he a threat to? To the people who really run shit in DC. Because I don't believe it's been our presidents. I don't believe it's been any elected official. Carry on about Elon Musk all motherfucking day long. We know who he is. We see his face. We don't know who these other people are. The people in charge of shit, we don't know who they are at all. We know nothing about these people. These people go into other fucking countries and stay there for fucking years upon years. A lot of times, almost nobody knows what the fuck they're up to. They are manipulating a certain agenda to keep people at war. That's what they want. They want us to be in war after war after war. They want people to keep dying. They want people on drugs. They want fucking lawlessness and fucking ignorant people that don't have a fucking brain in their head. We're going to teach kids that this kid was in daddy's tummy, and what the fuck kind of person do you have that's what they're taught? I mean, really, we know we've been taught a bunch of bullshit. How many kids today actually think that somebody might have been in daddy's tummy? It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it really upsets me. I don't want a lot of these things to be true, but they are. We know a lot of shit. Right, me too. I am. But I finally had to tell myself that just because, I can still love the Holy Land. I can still, but let's be honest, I mean, it's human beings running Israel. And it's been the same one for a really, really long time, actually. That's kind of weird too, isn't it? And when he wants certain things to happen, they just end up happening. They just end up really kind of having to happen. Like Iraq. That never made sense to me. Even when people started saying that, we made up the weapons of mass destruction, whatever. I don't care if we made that up or not. We made up a whole fucking lot of shit. It never made sense. Iraq never made sense. But if you look back a couple years before we went into Iraq, Netanyahu is speaking to Congress about how they got to go into Iraq. They got to do that. And I've had actual people tell me that grew up in Iraq that said that was the only place in the Middle East that you literally, Muslims and Christians could really live cohesively quite well. So what the fuck was that about? What was that about? I feel like we're trying to get rid of Christians everywhere. People say Assad protected Christians in Syria. Again, why is that our business? We started that shit several years ago, and they made sure that happened before Biden got out. They made sure they fucking did that. You guys remember how many years ago McCain had his ass over in Syria with the terrorists, with Al Qaeda? Remember that? Then I said, "Oh, what's this?" I mean, literally right before he had brain cancer, and again, would not resign, would not leave. These people don't leave. There's something sick and evil about all of this. Look at fucking McConnell. He's every bit the same thing as Biden. You are not able to do your job. So let's just be very clear. So whatever job any of us have, if we're not able to do it, then we just don't do it. It's not even just like you do it poorly or, whatever. McConnell doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's not well. I don't like the guy. Even when he is well, I don't like him. But like him or not, he's not well. Go home. They won't. They won't. They'll fucking wear their diapers down there. They will whatever. Oxygen on fucking life support. They're not fucking leaving. That's not right. John McCain knew he was dying, but he was hell-bent to fucking do whatever it is they're doing in Syria. What the fuck is that? Why? I think they're trying to get rid of Christians. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. There's something. I don't know. There's these certain places that they do this shit with. Do you guys remember the Clintons honeymooned in Haiti? Okay, well, that always rubbed me wrong. I mean, I don't care about people's personal business. That's their business. But I had a hard time believing that the Clintons really even had sex. I for the longest time, I thought, Chelsea's probably not even their kid. I don't think that they even do that. I don't know. But again, I don't care. The minute they started carrying on how they honeymooned in Haiti, I go, okay, well, we already felt that marriage really wasn't the kind that you have a like romantic honeymoon. But Haiti? Really? I mean, that never made any fucking sense to me. Even if you want to go there all the time, you honeymoon there? Made no sense. Look how involved they've been with Haiti. Have they ever helped anybody in Haiti at all? Even one person? No. There's some bullshit that goes on. You got to watch some of this shit these people do, because if it doesn't make sense, instead of going, so weird that we did that. I don't know why we did it. No, it's so much more contrived and evil than we could ever know. But you're right about that with Netanyahu. You're right. And I hate the way I feel right now because, I have always really liked Eric Steckelberg a lot. And probably 2 weeks ago or whatever, I saw Mr. Snotty had him on, and I heard like one sentence out of his mouth, and I literally rolled my eyes and was like, I'm not listening to this shit. I'm not fucking listening to it. You know, because of course, I mean, whatever, and he's allowed to believe whatever he wants to believe, but it doesn't matter what Israel does, he's going to be down, no matter what. And I always thought, yes, they have a right to defend themselves. Of course they do. But you know what? We need to quit pretending they're not fucking starting shit all over the place, and that they don't want shit going, want some of this to go on. I'm sorry, but they do. And it hurts my heart to even say any of this out loud, actually. It really does. It hurts me that I feel this way. But I have to face it because shit doesn't make sense. I'm never trying to say that Assad was a good guy, but literally, I'm still literally blown away that just happened. Because what good came in Iraq for us to go in there and take a fucking that we had no right doing that. We didn't. Are things better there now? No, they're not. They're not. Look what we did in Gaddafi. That was gross. That was fucking gross. Are things better there? No, they are not. Here we are in Syria. Well, congratulations. We go and implement terrorists. We pluck out the ruler. We put in terrorists. For Netanyahu, I don't fucking know. But we need to stop it. Oh, I cannot with this. This Syria thing has me so fucking mad. And then we want to act surprised sometimes. Well, we're not surprised. We know exactly what we're doing. We've been propping up fucking terrorists all over the damn place. So yeah, I'm actually afraid. Honestly, all of a sudden, I kind of don't want these things to come out. Because I truly think we already know. We know. We need to start holding people's, instead of people wanting to get mad about Trump doing what he said he was going to do, he's doing what he said he was going to do. The thing is, nobody ever does that. So a lot of people don't know how to handle it. Most people, I think, are very happy that he's doing what he said he's going to do. It's just I really don't think that there's a lot of people that are upset about this stuff. It's the people who are used to running the country that are not running it anymore right now because of Trump, that is hiring people to go out and fucking set shit on fire and do all this asinine crap. A lot of them are just crazy enough to go for it. Yes, you're right. Yep. I know, Aquarius, that. How, I can't believe that our country did not lose their fucking shit over what happened there. Can you even believe we pulled? I can't. I really can't. We sent that ambassador over there on a damn cargo ship. There was some crazy ass shit that went on there. And then what did Hillary say? At this point, what difference does it make anyway? She should have been slapped right in the fucking face for that. What do you mean at this? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Honest to God, it really is. She's out like today or yesterday saying some more bullshit. Sit the fuck down and shut up, you stupid fucking bitch. That guy was supposedly her friend. Can you believe that? And the people in this country just fucking handled that. Look how we just handled. You got people tearing up fucking Tesla dealerships. Who lost their mind over what happened in Afghanistan? Who did? Did anybody go tearing shit up over that? That was fucking horrible. What happened in Benghazi? That's the kind of shit you might understand people fucking setting the damn place on fire. Not because fucking Elon found a bunch of bullshit you're up to. Really? Everybody just, no problem. They carried him around, fucking raped him in the whole time. I mean, the sickest shit I can't even get over. I still cannot fucking believe Benghazi happened. It was so gross. And there's Hillary. She's had her ass in the middle of everything. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. How come those motherfuckers don't get cancer? How does that happen? How the fuck does that happen? They fucking live forever. Just keep on living, being the most evil, despicable people. Something's not right about all this shit. And I'm going to go to hell for saying shit like that. I get it, but I'm just sick of it. They just keep on fucking going and doing horrible, horrible things. Look at everything that fucking Hillary's been involved with. She was on the fucking Warren Commission. They bump off anybody and everybody that fucking her husband couldn't fucking keep his hands off of. They're in the middle. They got honeymoon in Haiti. Really? So many things that evil, wicked bitch has done. Nope, they don't get cancer. How? I don't get it. I don't get it. They do fuck with a lot of shit. They do. Weather. Look what the things they do. It's crazy. It's really crazy. What was she spitting off about this week? Somebody needs to slap the fuck out of her. Somebody just get slapped. I would just feel better. When she said that to Congress about, at this point, what difference does it make anyway? Oh, really? Slap her right across the face, please. I could feel a little bit better if something like that happened. Liz Cheney, slap her face. Just slap her face. I don't know. I am concerned about more and more shit coming out. I think it might be dangerous for it to come out. I don't want anybody else to be hurt. But one thing we do know is Trump is doing what he told us he would do. You have a bunch of whack jobs trying to stop it. I don't know what bed meds are. I don't know what that means. I really don't. I mean, I know they keep some people alive. Like, I don't know. They've done something to keep Biden alive, I think. They're doing something to keep McConnell. I don't know. But they never seem to come down with the things that the rest of us do. The rest of us normal people paying for all of the horse shit they're doing. We're paying for all the crap that they're doing in these other countries. We're paying for all kinds of horrible things. I personally believe we are so involved. I think we're the biggest drug traffickers. I think we are the biggest fucking child traffickers. I think we are. It's pure evil. They're very anti-Christian for sure, most people in DC. It's really sad. So I noticed no one's saying anything. A little much. I know I go on these rants, but it makes me so, it's so disturbing that people can be so evil. Right, Jerry? I don't know what that is either. How come we all can't have it? How come they're the only ones that can? I don't, it doesn't make sense. And they sit around going, oh, they're trying to take grandma's Meals on Wheels. Shut all the way fucking up. God. Oh, you did? Shit, I'm sorry. I don't see it. I'll go up. Oh, okay. Oh, is this what you're talking about? That, okay, I think I see it now. I don't know how to even pin. Oh, wait. Did I pin a message? I think I did. Okay. Is that what you mean? So I've never heard of that. I will look at that. I've never heard of that movie either. You know, that has been very much recommended to me, Frazzled. Yeah, I have wanted to. I just haven't. Shabby has watched it twice, I think. She loves it. I don't really watch anything. That's a good idea, though. Maybe we should watch it together. What do you think? What if we watched it together on Rumble? Yeah, maybe they are because I don't see that. I just see the one about that movie. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Frazzled. That would be, don't, do you think it would be, wait, one. Yeah, it does. I don't see anything about that. Would you? That would be a good, that's a good idea, huh? See, I mean, sadly, if I write here and watch it with you guys, I'll actually watch it, but I don't just sit and watch stuff. Um, yeah, I think that would be an awesome idea. Yeah, they must have Aquarian because I do not see it. And I don't think nobody here has blocked anything. I don't see, it's not showing me that anything's been blocked. Wow. You were up a ladder. I know, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm probably just really offending people all over the place. It does get very discouraging. I know. I'm very sorry, Frazzle. Are you? Yeah, we should watch that stuff on Rumble. And we can't watch it over here for sure, but we can watch it on Rumble. Tony's painting, so he can't be throwing out any more jokes. I'm gonna write that down because I've never heard of that. I can't believe they're blocking That's so irritating. Yeah, we'll find it somewhere, but and we can watch stuff on oh, thank you too. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It is going to be good. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, thanks so much for being here, Aquarium. I'm sorry that you got blocked. but I appreciate your chat very much. Um, yeah, I don't think we could watch it all for sure at one time, but we could. That would be something cool to do, I think, and check out the one that Aquarian Zeitgeist. Is that how you say it? Not sure how to say it. Yes, have a good night. Yeah, what are you finding, Jared, on BedMed? I've never even heard that term at all. Okay. Yeah, we'll set up some stuff on Rumble and check this stuff out. And I definitely really I do want to watch The Chosen.
Come on.
You too. You too, Aquarian. Yeah, me too. Frazzled, me too. We definitely will. We'll have to do a binge thing. Yeah, time kind of gets, it goes so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that even what that actually is. But oh, is that what that is? Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't understand. It's something that they blocked her comment. That's so weird. Oh, is it something that they would block? Babe, do you mind? I've never heard of it. Oh my. What the hell? Oh wow. Well, that's really good, Queen. I'm jealous. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm really glad to hear you're doing that. I hope it's somewhere fun and pretty, good weather. That's super awesome. But next week, well, it can't be falling apart. Not. Hold on, I need to check the calendar because I'm sorry to hear that, but I need to check the calendar. What? Oh, that would be very nice. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Okay, I was gonna say, did I mess up somewhere? Okay, you had me all nervous. Like I didn't miss that. Okay. I mean, it was already in my head, but I thought maybe I fucked that up. Okay. All right, that's what I was thinking. Well, that's a very beautiful place to go. Um, it might be cold. I don't know. So I don't. What do you mean about what is? You received your notice on Social Security website, but they have already gone through and approved everything. So what is the matter now? Now, and what changed, Frazzle? I'm lost. It might be cold there. I'm cold right now, but I was hot earlier. I had the AC on earlier. And I got a jacket on. I think it might be cold and really. So so people have gotten letters that they've been overpaid. They're not informing the public. I don't understand. Oh wow. Oh no. Okay, but they are people that have been getting it when they knew they or that aren't supposed to be getting it. Is that what you mean? You haven't gotten anything like that, right? Well, I mean, you should be able to fight it, right? If you actually have been. Right. Okay. Because a lot of people are getting it fraudulently. We know that. Well, that's going to be very nice, Queen. Yeah, a lot of people are. And I'm glad that those people are. Right. Well, and some people just shouldn't be getting it, period. Look, we've already, what they say, how many millions of people are getting it that are 150 years old and shit? Like we said, the same people that are voting also and all kinds of nonsense. So, yeah, they should have to pay it back or go to jail because that's theft. I mean, the thing is, right. Yeah, that I haven't heard about any of that. Oh my God. Oh my word. Wow. Oh, wow. How do you, so, I mean, because some of this stuff, first of all, I mean, there's got to be some situations that, like, hey, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything. I I don't have any dealings with this, so I don't know how it works. But someday I'm gonna probably get it. I mean, I hope I live long enough like that. But I mean, they'll determine how much it is. So if it's wrong, that's kind of not your fault. But if you do know, if you're doing it fraudulently, I can't see how you would have to pay it back if you don't know. I know I do think it's kind of hard to have them take it back if they're, I mean, I don't know how that works. But if you're getting it and you, because you're being dishonest, am I saying, I don't know, I don't know how to say, I mean, I don't know anything about it. I truly don't. But if somebody's getting a check for somebody who, I mean, if a check is being sent to somebody who's clearly not alive and somebody's getting it and spending it, they need to pay that back. They need to go to jail. I don't think you can really, you can't get blood out of a turnip. I don't, some of these people don't have it. Right, if they're scamming, they do need exactly. I mean, if you were getting $10 more a month than you were supposed to for 20 years, that adds up. That's, I don't know how that's your bad. Right. And it's not like you get to choose how much you get what they give you. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Because the people just been paying what the fuck ever. Some of that is the work people who work there. Remember years ago, whenever they had one of those 60-minute things, I guess, back when maybe they were being honest, I don't know, about those people that have, they're like, their address is literally a P.O. box, and they just send in all these bills through like Medicare, and then people would get some kind of a thing and call in and say, look, you guys been paying for like prosthetic limbs and shit for me. That's, don't pay that. It's not me. It's a, and they're just these scams. And but our government just kept paying it because they just will. They just will. So that some of that needs to be on the worker too. Those situations, there was no, nothing actually was happening. There was no place even. They just simply had a damn PO box, and the government gives them all kinds of fucking money. This is a shit that needs to stop. Yeah, I haven't heard of any of this, Frazzled. I don't know. Good night. Love you. I mean, I could see something adding up to a lot that really isn't a person's fault. I don't know. The reality is there's so much of this that is just 1000% a scam. That needs to stop. In order to sustain this, it's got to stop. When they want to say that they're trying to take Medicaid, they're trying to take Medicare or social, whatever, Social Security, no, it's going to be gone because of all the horse shit. And the same with Medicaid. They just pay all those bills. See, we all deal with insurance companies that don't cover everything or anything in some cases. But see, if you're on Medicaid, they just pay it. Some of that's horseshit. A lot of it. A lot of it. None of this is sustainable to carry on the way it is. And I don't know how the fuck you owe them $50,000. I don't ever want to be in that situation. So that's always, you hate so many things. Like, I don't want anyone to give me shit. I don't want anyone to give me a damn thing because I don't want to deal with that kind of crap. You know, Frazzle, you and I have talked about this before. We know there's a lot of people who are getting Social Security that don't qualify for it. And we also know people who qualify and never got it. Don't get it. It's very it's not run correctly. None of that shit is. It never is. It never is. That's why people need to go. Shit needs to be audited. Of course it does. That's just common damn sense. And I don't know how you get yourself in a position to owe 50,000, because let me tell you, that's who you don't want to owe. And don't think that shit doesn't happen. One time, apparently, when I was married to my ex-husband, we owed, seriously, like, it was under $100, supposedly, for state tax. I don't know. They told us what we owed. We paid it. Several years after that, every year because we always overpaid intentionally. We didn't want to ever owe. We never got back a big refund from state, but we always got a refund. Whatever year there was some kind of mishap, many times they could have taken that. In the first year that I filed taxes with Mr. Snotty when we got married, they took $550 out of our tax return, and they took $550 out of my ex-husband's, because many years prior we owed, seriously, a very small amount. But the interest and all this, we didn't just not pay it. They'll get you with interest and their fees and shit. How the hell it ever turned into $1,100 was ridiculous. We had been given many refunds. Could have had their fucking money anytime they wanted to. Besides, you do your own taxes or have them done, whatever, but they do it too. So if you're wrong, like I've never understood it. It was never like I got a bill and didn't pay it. I always hated that Mr. Snotty had to be involved in paying that. Had absolutely nothing to do with him. Yeah, I know people that have owed taxes, and it's like you are never gonna get out of it. Like you never want to be there. You never want to fucking owe taxes, because you can just almost not pay it off. No. I know somebody you can't even believe. I don't even, I haven't heard the number in years, but it's fucking crazy. And they weren't like trying to actually scam or live high on the hog, nothing like that. And you can't own it, you can't do anything. The IRS is fucked up. But look at all this shit they pull. Again, totally legal for them. That they do insider trading every single day. Right. Right. Well, and so that's what's really crazy whenever you do that, and then all of a sudden you have this huge, where the fuck did that come from? It's not like anyone's hiding. You know where I'm at. Yeah, those are, the reality is, yeah, the government should scare you more than anybody. In every way, shape, and form. It's actually really crazy. God. Yeah, like, I mean, It's a very scary thing. And they just keep lying and pulling their nonsense. It's very frustrating. I was going to play this video for you guys. I don't know. It's really overwhelming with this JFK stuff. I, of course, went off on a tangent about a lot of it coming from that. It really is like drinking from a fire hydrant, though. It's a lot, and I don't know if I should even play it. Because that's the thing. These things are really hard to. Oh, I will send that to you, Jerry. I thought I did. Oh, I will tell you guys, I did sign up for Streamlabs today. I got a but I'm still trying to figure it out. Let me see. I read a lot of this, but goodness, it's a lot. And a lot of it is really hard to read. See, and a lot of this is not true. I don't believe some of what's even in these papers, of course. We know they doctored a lot of this stuff. So much stuff about Oswald, and we know this was something I did read on these said that it was very unlikely that he was an agent for KGB, which I believe that to be true. And he's a very poor shot. So that's funny that 6 floors up, that one magic bullet did all the shit it did. I remember, yeah, I do recall Mexico being a lot involved in this. But I think they lie a lot about Russia. I think they do. They lie about everything. Some of this you really can't read. Wow, and some of it's really good. I wonder where Top Hats has gotten with all this. I haven't heard from him in a couple of days. He told me something he was going to do with it, but I don't understand all that. So, but it's like 80,000 pages. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we've never gone through the Hunter Biden stuff. And I also have I have the initial report for by the NTSB for the plane crash in DC. If you Oh, did you see? Okay, okay. So did you see that Queen, that shit that went on in Scottsdale today? Um, JLR was covering it. I didn't even know it was happening. Um, lawyer was murdered, killed by his brother. Yeah, it was like some kind of a big police thing that was going on. I didn't know about it. I saw it on JLR. And then I just now am seeing that 3 hours ago, they did say that it was a lawyer and there were shots fired and they got there and they found this guy dead. The neighborhood is like, it's a really nice neighborhood. Like, some of the Diamondbacks live there and shit like that. I'm just seeing where he put his brother killed him. It's only 6 minutes. So we can watch that real quick. Oh, it looks like something else. Good. Breaking news, breaking news. I know. I know. Crazy.
Breaking news, a prominent Phoenix, Arizona attorney has been murdered by his own brother. We're talking about the case of Artie Eves, who is a well-known attorney in the Maricopa County area. His own brother, Christopher, murdered him today at Artie Eves' home, Arcadia neighborhood, just outside Phoenix. We were covering the crazy crime scene there where there was dozens of police officers, SWAT Bearcats, descending into a cul-de-sac in an affluent neighborhood, a neighborhood where there are rich and wealthy people. And it appears that Christopher, who is Artie's brother, murdered him, left the scene, and then came back to the crime scene with his family to check on what happened, and authorities arrested him. This is a crazy case, folks. I'm going to share some information from a local media outlet about this. We were covering as it was all going down. Check this out right here. Watch.
Just got this official confirmation from police about the identities of the people involved. Detectives say James Arthur Eves was shot and killed in his driveway by his brother, Christopher Eves. This is such tragic and shocking news to this community. All day long, police have been on scene investigating, and we have some video of SWAT teams entering the home when this happened. We know the victim went by Artie, and he was a father and prominent attorney here in Phoenix. Neighbors tell me this violence is just unbelievable. The Arcadia neighborhood near 44th Street and Camelback Road is home to many high-profile people. And this shooting started at 8 this morning after neighbors heard multiple gunshots. The SWAT teams drew their guns and eventually entered Artie's home to look for suspects after police found him dead in the driveway. And as detectives began gathering evidence, Artie's brother, Christopher, showed up on scene with other family members, and that's when he was arrested for murder.
walking through this neighborhood day or night, you feel very comfortable. So there's been no real concern, so it is shocking that you have, a shooting that results in a death here. So it's just, it just makes you think, there's not any place that's safe, without, you got to have your head on a swivel all the time, potentially.
Artie was selected to be part of the transition team for former Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adele. He's a senior owner and director of the law firm Sanders and Parks, and he's known to defend doctors, hospitals, and other healthcare providers in malpractice cases. We're told homicide detectives attempted to interview Christopher, but he has refused to answer any questions since he was taken to jail this morning. Why this happened remains a mystery tonight. The motive is unclear, and right now the suspect is not giving any information to investigators, no explanation. I've been speaking with some neighbors off camera, and they tell me that there is some home security video that has audio that shows multiple gunshots go off. Of course, we'll stay on top of this story and bring you any updates as we learn more, but really just devastating news for this community, guys.
Yeah, sending ripples throughout the community tonight. Michaela, thank you. Just into our newsroom right now at 5, we got a fresh statement from Artie Reeves' law firm saying Artie was a close friend, amazing attorney, and colorful raconteur. His death leaves a hole in all of our hearts. Our thoughts are with his family at this terrible time.
And the reason why they're here, Phoenix Police confirming for us that at 8 o'clock this morning, officers responded to the home here in this area where they found a man who was shot and killed here. They have been looking for a shooter since then. They called it an active shooting scene. We heard from them, said that what they're going to do is wait for SAU to get into place, make their way inside the home. And once the home is clear, they're going to then let the detectives do their work and try to figure out what led up to this shooting and how this shooting played out. Right now, we tell you through our sources that we understand that it is a well-known lawyer who lives here in the Valley who was shot and killed. But as we mentioned, we are going to police department and the investigators to do their job to figure out what led up to this shooting. But
here's a photo of Christopher Eves, the shooting suspect. He shot his brother, Artie, in the driveway of their home, Arcadia neighborhood, just outside Phoenix. Oh, he's going to be spending the rest of his life in prison. And he lawyered up. He lawyered up. He shoots his lawyer brother, knowing he knows to lawyer up. Who is this guy and why did he do it? Remains to be seen. Murdered by his own brother, Christopher. SWAT. This is crazy. This is a lawyer that is loved by many. Brother do it. Still no understanding or clarification. Own brother. His brother's not talking up. Killed a lawyer, now lawyered up, like I said. It's a wild case. Maricopa County, and we'll be covering this on JLR Investigates. As soon as a motive comes out, we'll share mugshots on Christopher Eves. We'll share affidavits. We'll share, and any other information about this crazy case, we will share.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard about it until I saw it on JLR. Ooh, look at this. Wow. Okay, I'm seeing all kinds of shit right now. That's a very nice neighborhood, a nice area. Stevie Nicks lives up there, Camelback Mountain area. Okay, this. Oh my God, have you guys seen this shit that... God, I don't want to laugh at things, but some of the stuff that cinema has been covering about... Okay. Look at body cam from Gene Hackman. Let's see. Have you seen the stuff he's been covering about that place in Antarctica? That looks crazy. Can you fucking imagine? Like, these people are at this research lab. No one's coming. And there's a guy there that has gone They're going to be there for months. One of the scientists has gone wild and like assaulting people. It's really crazy. What the fuck? And they're letting him know, but nobody's coming to get him. Can't like really like call 911. Yeah, I love Stevie Nicks. Let's see what's going on here.
Some unexpected news for you guys tonight. Last time I checked, and as I reported to you all, Gene Hackman's estate has been making moves to block a lot of this information from coming out surrounding the investigation
it's kind of wild
into his death. They didn't want the details about the investigation coming out to the public. They didn't want the autopsy results coming out to the public, and they did not want the body cam footage, the scene photos coming out to the public. Well, it looks like whatever they've been doing to try to block this stuff from coming out has not worked, because tonight portions of the body cam footage have started coming out. Now, all of it has not been released yet, but they say they are going to release more. It's like a little stream of clips. Like, here's a clip here, here's a clip there. Now, some of these clips and portions of this body cam footage has been obtained by outlets like TMZ. Unfortunately, they copyright strike anyone that looks at their videos. So we're not going to check out that portion of the body cam footage. But I do have some of the footage right here. A first look that I'm going to show you guys as law enforcement arrives outside of the home. And look, some portions of this body cam footage might not even be able to be shown on YouTube. And I don't know if I really want to see it when they find Gene and Betsy. And I don't know if you guys do either. But I'm sure that that's going to come out now as well. So I don't know how to feel about that. I'm sure the estate is kind of maybe upset. I don't know how the family feels, because
I love cinema. I do. He actually looks good. He does.
The family didn't seem to be too close to Gene or Betsy, but without further ado, I could talk all night. Let's go ahead and roll this news clip. Let's take a look at some of this body cam footage, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Investigation into the deaths of actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy after the couple's bodies were found at their home in Santa Fe County. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office has released lapel video as their deputies first arrived there at the scene.
Lapel
Zach
video
has been following that story for us ever since it broke. He joins us live from our newsroom. So, Zach, you've been looking through the videos. What can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, Trevor, that's right. There is well over an hour of body camera video that was released late this afternoon, about a month after the couple was found by two maintenance workers at their Santa Fe home. Now, all of the videos are from outside the house. You can hear the work explaining to the deputies that the Hackmans are high profile and expressed worry that the news will get out. One of the deputies commented just how strange it was that both Gene and Betsy Arakawa Hackman appeared to have dropped where they stood. Now, in this clip, you can hear the initial interview that a deputy did with one of the men who first found the couple, who says he got worried after not hearing from them for weeks. He went to the home, and that's when he says he found the couple's dogs loose.
They're not supposed to be out. If anyone's here, they are never supposed to be out. And so at that point, I knew something was wrong. And then I told him my exact words were, you know whose house this is? And he's like, I do. It's Gene Hackman's.
Now, as we know, the medical examiner has determined that Betsy died from hantavirus, while Gene died several days later from a combination of heart disease and Alzheimer's. The sheriff's office says that it does plan to release more lapel video in the future. And of course, we'll continue to follow this and the investigation and let you know what happens. Trevor?
Now, there's obviously not too much that we can gather from the footage that has been released thus far. But at the very least, Now that we're getting snippets of this footage, we know we're going to get more. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, will already be more. But over the coming days, I think it's going to be a slow trickle of footage coming out. The only thing I can really gather from what we saw is that at the very least, the door that we see in that video when law enforcement walks up, the door is closed. That's all that I gathered from the video, really, because there's some discrepancy over, was the front door ajar? Was it closed and unlocked? Was the back door open, side door? If you've followed this story, you know that the story has changed when it comes to what door was open on the property. Not necessarily a big deal, but it's just something that was in mind when watching the body cam footage. I honestly didn't think that we would even get this footage because I know that they've been making moves to block it from coming out. So it's a huge surprise to me that it did come out. And I'm thinking maybe one of the reasons why it did come out is because the investigators have been under some scrutiny. You know, I've criticized them. A lot of people have criticized them because there was a lot of botched details in the investigation. And we have yet to hear from them when it comes to addressing the fact that they said that they thought that Betsy died on the 11th, but now one of her doctors has revealed that she was definitely alive on the 12th. We haven't really heard an update from them when it comes to that, but now we're getting the body cam footage. So I would think that they would be making some statements or something coming soon. So I would expect some more news in this case in the coming days. Is it going to be game-changing news? No, most likely not. But more footage is coming. And I think that maybe now that this footage is out there, they will at least address what is in the footage and maybe address the mistake that was made on, you know, the time or the day of death for Betsy. But we'll just have to wait and see. For now.
Okay, so yeah, let me show you this. Okay, this you guys haven't seen it. Check this out.
I'm sure that by now you guys have seen that they finally rescued the astronauts who have been stuck on the International Space Station for what seems like forever. And for those of you all who don't know, I was one of the first people on YouTube to actually report on this story. And I gotta say that I'm disappointed by a lot of the news coverage surrounding the return of these astronauts, because everyone has failed to mention what they were really up there doing research on. Ladies and gentlemen, I made several videos of this or about this over the past 6, 7, or 8 months. But the astronauts, amongst other things, they were up there a super bug that is immune to all man-made medicines, a super bug that was mutating and evolving in outer space on the International Space Station. I kid you not.
Okay, well, there you go, Jerry. See, I did not hear this. When Jerry brought this up to me, I had not heard this. I'm just saying. I still can't let myself wind up about it just because I can't. But I had not heard it.
This is not a conspiracy. This is fact. I don't know why no one's talking about it, but I'm hoping they did not bring that superbug back with them. But anyways, that's not what I'm really here to talk about today.
Right.
As I stated, I've already made several videos about this. You can go check them out, or maybe I'll make another video about it in the future. But now that the astronauts are back home.
Right. I honestly do still feel the same. It just made me laugh a little bit because I really had not heard anything. And that is surprising because I do I do watch cinema, but I still, I literally, it was kind of emotional, honestly. Those poor people were up there for way too long. It's fucking crazy. And, you know, not to be rude, but God, I really just wanted that one to tie her hair down. She just looked like a wild maniac, you know? I'm really not trying to bag on her because that's horrible. And I'm like, ugh, it's a lot. Yeah, and the way we got to watch I thought that was like super cool. And the dolphins, everything was just, it was, that was amazing. This is crazy though. Okay, wait till you hear this. I was making David watch this the other night. He was like, because this isn't funny, but it's funny, right? Like, I don't know what else.
We have another crazy story. This time, not involving space, but involving another mysterious area, that area being Antarctica, however you want to say it. Apparently, there's a team of scientists, South African scientists, and they are in this remote part of Antarctica. No one can get to them. They're supposed to be there doing research for like months and months on end, right? Well, one of the scientists has gone crazy. He started attacking his fellow teammates. He's even essayed, maybe even downright R-worded, if you know what I mean, some of the women out there on the mission. And apparently there's nothing they can do with this guy. I guess they can't like subdue him and put him in like a little mini makeshift jail. I don't know, but they are sending emergency messages out trying to get help, and it doesn't look like help is coming, and they think this guy is going to wind up killing all of them. It's some scary stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right into some of the information that has been provided thus far. Scientists trapped in Antarctica as violence breaks out. A group of South African scientists has pleaded for help, saying they are trapped in an isolated base on a cliff in Antarctica with a team member who has become extremely violent. One of the team has been accused of assault and threatening violence against his colleagues, according to the South African newspaper, the Sunday Times. South Africa's environment minister confirmed that an attack had already taken place. The overwintering team, a group that remains in a remote and extreme environment during winter months, knew that 10 of their 15 months at the base would be spent in total isolation. But now they may be in danger from one of their own members who has been accused of being totally mentally unstable. Members have undergone psychometric tests to ensure they could withstand the stress of this isolation. But the Department of Forestry, Fisheries, and the Environment, which manages the South African National Antarctic Program, now plans to try to retest them in the future. South Africa's isolated Sinai IV Antarctic base is cut off from the world for the next 10 months because of the winter weather. A member of the overwintering team has reportedly sent an email to the South African government accusing another team member of physical and SA. His behavior has become increasingly egregious, and I am experiencing significant difficulty in feeling secure in his presence, the email said. It is imperative that immediate action is taken to ensure my safety and the safety of all of my colleagues. The writer called the man's behavior deeply disturbing and said he had created an environment of fear and intimidation. I remain deeply concerned about my own safety, constantly wondering if I might become his next victim. Concerns had been raised about this team member's behavior before this point.
Look at that.
The
Totally
Sunday Times reports, when there was still an opportunity for the SA, or the South African Agulhas, to evacuate the team member before it departed Antarctica. The only way to leave the base now is through emergency medical evacuation to a German base around 186 miles away, according to the sources with inside knowledge about this base. They had all the time to remedy the situation, but they simply buried their heads in the sand, hoping that it would go away. They were informed about the problem as early as December. South African Environment Minister Dion George confirmed that an attack had already taken place. He said he would be talking with team members to assess for himself. There was a verbal altercation as well between the team leader and this person, he said. Then it escalated, and then that person did physically attack the leader. You can imagine what it's like. It's close quarters, and people do get cabin fever. It can be very disorienting. The DFFE communications chief says that the department is responding to these concerns with the utmost urgency and have had a number of interventions with all parties concerned at the base. A full investigation is being commissioned, and the department will act accordingly in relation to any wrong conduct against any official that has misconducted themselves, he added. During this unforeseen incident, the department is engaging with the professional that undertook the psychometric evaluation to have the overwinterers reassessed and to assist with coping mechanisms during.
Okay, just so you know, this is the initial video. There's an update. I'll play that too.
Their time at the base.
Wild.
Inclusive of conflict resolution strategies, interpersonal skills improvement, as well as overall counseling and support. So, long story short, basically, they're not doing anything at all. Oh, we're communicating and we're gonna reassess. Basically, they're FaceTiming these people who are in the middle of nowhere in Antarctica, and they're doing mental evaluations on this guy that's going crazy over FaceTime. And they're acting like that's going to help. No, it's not going to help. These people are stranded in Antarctica. They can't run away from this guy because they will literally freeze to death, right? So this guy is just wreaking havoc. And mind you, they cannot, or I can't say everything in this video that has taken place. I hope you guys know what SA means. This dude's literally like messing with the women, touching the women, doing inappropriate things to the women. He's beating up the guys. And it's not funny, it's scary, but there's nothing they can do about it. And from what they say, they warned before this winter season came, right? Back when they still had more teammates at this remote facility. They warned them that, hey, this guy's kind of going crazy. We need you to get his ass out of here. Take his ass home. And they didn't. They left him. And now he's going even more crazy. And they're giving them a bunch of word salad mumbo jumbo that doesn't help anything. Oh, yeah, he's going to suffer the consequences and we're going to handle things appropriately. When? In like 10 freaking months? They still have to be out there with this guy for 10 months unless they stage some emergency evacuation, which right now it doesn't look like they're going to do. Because if they were going to do that, they wouldn't be talking the word salad mumbo jumbo of we're doing psychometric tests and we're going to reevaluate. No, this guy is literally essaying the beating up the dudes, going crazy, probably about to throw them off an Antarctic cliff to be fed to polar bears, dude. Get this guy out of here. But they're trapped. and
It's wild.
nothing's being done about it currently. And I could sit here for 8 hours straight just talking about a lot of the weird stuff that goes on in Antarctica. They're not out there for no reason. They're doing weird research out there in remote facilities. And I just encourage you all, if you're interested, do some research on some of the stuff that's happening out there or some of the stuff that's happened out there in the past. Look at like what Hitler and the Nazis went and tried to discover in Antarctica, and the Russians. There's so much just weird stuff that goes on out there.
It's wild.
And I mean, I'm really wondering what drove this guy crazy, and what are they really seeing out? What are they researching? But right now, they're not getting any help. And it looks like by the time they get help, it'd be too late, because when you're trapped in this remote area and you're not suffering any consequences for your actions and you're freely attacking people, having your way with the women and whatever, I mean, the guy's only going to get even more emboldened and go more crazy. It's not like he's going to wake up tomorrow and feel great. Sorry, guys. Sorry I essayed y'all. I'm sorry I beat all y'all up. My apologies. Let's get back to this research. That's not how this works. The guy's going to go even crazier as he's isolated even more. So this is probably going to end up being a true crime story in the future. But you heard this story here first. Don't forget that. Hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you all very soon. And the next one.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, so here is an update to this. It's even worse than...
So as I've been reporting to you guys, there is a team of researchers right now that are stuck in Antarctica for the next 10 months. There's no one within thousands and thousands and thousands of miles of them. There's no one that can come help. There's no one that can come rescue them. And one of these researchers has now gone crazy, and he's been attacking some of the other researchers. He's been accused of SAing the women researchers. He's threatened to kill them. All this type of stuff. And they're all stuck with this guy inside of this research facility.
Okay, I am noticing that Cinema has the same clothes on for a few videos now. That makes me feel weird, but I'm going to go ahead and let that go. That does make me feel weird.
Facility that is literally on a cliff in Antarctica. And they're stuck inside because the weather outside, you can't really survive in. Now, this group consists of 9 people. But up until now, this group of people has not been identified. We didn't get any names. We didn't get any pictures. And now I think I know why. But forgive me for thinking this way. But you see, there's 9 people on this mission. There's 6 guys, 3 women. And at first, when I initially started looking into this story, I wasn't sure of who this group consisted of. I wasn't sure of the build and makeup of this group, so I didn't want to judge. But the way I look at things, if there's 9 people here, and one person is going crazy, threatening to kill everyone, he's hurting people, he's harassing them, he's touching them inappropriately, then hell, if worst comes to worst, you're going to have to either zip tie or duct tape this dude to a freaking chair or a bed, or you're just going to have to throw him outside and turn him into a human popsicle. And the way I see it is, okay, one guy's going crazy. Yeah, I understand. It's frightening. But there's 8 other people. These 8 people need to come up with a plan to take this guy down, take him out, subdue him, do whatever you got to do. That's the way I look at the situation. Because the South African government, they've spoken out. They downplayed the situation and said straight up, no one's coming to help. They're not sending a rescue team. And even if they did send a rescue team, they would have to wait for ideal weather. There's no ideal weather in Antarctica right now. And they would have to wait for ideal weather, and then it would take 2 weeks to arrive there in ideal weather. Now imagine those 2 long weeks, right? Waiting for rescue to come while this guy is losing his mind and hurting people inside of this little research facility. Mind you, though, rescue and help isn't coming. So they're going to be stuck in this facility with this guy for 9 more months. That's if they make it out alive. I think someone's going to get hurt. But as I said, they didn't identify or show any pictures until now. And just looking at pictures of this team, I think I can easily spot out who's being harassed and intimidated the most. I think I can spot out the person who started contacting the media urgently asking for help. Okay? I don't think it's hard to see. And looking at this group, in my mind, I'm wondering, hey, this looks like there's a bunch of physically able-bodied men. If one guy is flipping out, these other dudes should have stepped up by now. But apparently they haven't. And they say this guy who's gone crazy, he is SA'd 2 of the women that are there. There's 3 women there, mind you. But the South African government claims, no, that didn't happen. He harassed them, but he didn't take it that far. That's what they're claiming. Now, I looked into this a little bit, and surprisingly, like overwhelmingly, a lot of women who go to these like remote research facilities in Antarctica and stuff, horrible things are often done to them as they're secluded away from the rest of the world with their crew members, like a staggering amount. We'll look at those numbers soon. But I want to go ahead and dive into this article. Let's find out a little bit more about this team because, mind you, like I said, at first, I wasn't sure who this team even consisted of. And I was under the impression that these are all highly trained, highly tested professionals who have been doing stuff like this all their life. But now I'm finding out that one of the people there is like some dude trying to make a horror movie. Another one of the other people there has some sort of skincare routine line or something.
Can you believe this? Can you? I don't want to laugh, but I can't help it. A horror movie. This is wild.
Like that, kind of like a model that has her own skincare line. And I'm just sitting here like, what? Some of these people have no business even being there at all in this research facility, but they are. And now all hell is breaking loose. Let's go ahead and dive into the article. This is the Antarctica research crew trapped in icy hell with coworker who snapped and started attacking them. 9 members of an Antarctic expedition are locked up together at a research station 2,000 miles away from civilization. And one of them is a madman, violently beating, threatening, and SAing or SHing at least 2 of his female teammates. We can now reveal that the South African crew of 3 women and 6 men includes a glamorous doctor with her own skincare line and a deputy team leader who helped produce a short horror film during a previous stay at the station, along with engineers and a meteorologist. The researchers on South Africa's Sinai IV outpost won't be relieved until December, when temperatures at the South Pole are at their warmest for the year and seasonal ice storms pass. In happier times, the colleagues were all seen smiling together before they set off on their extended mission. Pictures showed the crew looking chummy together last November, shortly before they set off on the ill-fated 13th month mission on the base in Queen Maudland, which is surrounded by a glacial ice sheet. But the broad smiles and thumbs up they flashed as they posed for pre-mission photos proved short-lived. According to urgent emails fired off to authorities from the remote base, an unidentified male member of the South African crew stuck at Sinai IV became deeply disturbed within weeks of arriving. This was despite the alleged authorities being warned about his behavior even before the team left South Africa on February 1st. I want to pause right there because this is a detail that's important to remember. You see, the South African government, they're trying to downplay the situation like, oh, there was just a little dispute inside of the research facility. You know, tensions are at an all-time high. These people had been stuck together. They had a little fight, nothing to see here. But people within this group have stated that, no, we warned the South African government before we even went to Antarctica that this dude was an issue, that this dude was a little crazy. But they sent him anyway. They sent him right to Antarctica with this guy that was losing his mind. And then once they got there, before it was too late, in the initial days there, they sent out more warnings like, hey, something ain't right about this guy. We don't feel safe around this guy. We need to do something. But guess what? They did nothing. Everyone left.
Why?
And they left these 9 people on at the research facility by themselves, by the way. And they're supposed to be there for the next 10 months by themselves. So the warnings were already put out there. This is not just a one-off incident that randomly happened at the research facility that people are overreacting to. No, the warnings were there. The signs were there. Nothing was done about it. Now these people are totally isolated with this guy. And from what some of them say, they're fearing for their life. They can't sleep at night. They don't know if they're going to be his next victim or what have you. And like I said, when I look at the photos of these people, you can see who's most likely the victims. You can see who's most likely being intimidated, who's most likely in contact with the media, sending out these warnings. But, of course, nothing is being done about it. But let's go ahead and dive back in. The message, which was sent February 27th, alleged the crew member assaulted and SA'd or SH'd colleagues and even threatened to kill them, creating an environment of fear and intimidation.
Tony, I don't see a white guy.
And threatened to kill them.
You said it must be the white guy. I hadn't paid that attention. I assumed there was one, but I don't see one. I don't know who's doing what.
Creating an environment of fear and intimidation. His behavior has escalated to a point that is deeply disturbing. I remain deeply concerned about my own safety, constantly wondering if I might become the next victim. The identity of the crew member believed to have snapped was not released, but the roster of the researchers is as follows. And here's a list of all of their names right here. Currently, there are no plans to rescue the research team, leaving them trapped at the base without any outside contact until December, when a supply ship is due to moor up. There were no incidents that required any of the 9 overwintering team members to be brought back to Cape Town. All on the base is calm and under control, claims South Africa's Environment Minister. The ministry later said it was not uncommon for some crew members to experience an adjustment period after arriving in the desolate location. South African authorities insist they are in contact with the base on a near daily basis. The department is responding to these concerns with the utmost urgency and have had a number of interventions with all parties concerned at the base. The government claimed the dispute was over a task the team leader wanted the team to do, a weather-dependent task that required a schedule change. Sinai IV, which is about 100 miles from the edge of the ice shelf, was founded in 1997 as a permanent research station on Antarctica, designed specifically to withstand the punishing conditions for decades. It's built on the side of a massive ice cliff, so the snow will pile up against it and help shield it against the wind and cold. In an eerie twist, the previous team on the base, which included Ghazi, produced a short horror film about life on the base back in 2023. It has been revealed. Those That Are Lost But Not Forgotten, a horror short, was submitted as an entry to the Antarctic Film Festival 2 years ago. The film features an expedition team that leaves the station and dies in the Antarctic waste, and then their ghosts come back to haunt the remaining crew of the outpost. The creepy events that occur around the station frighten the remaining members, causing them to run out of fear leaving the station. Despite the recent scandal, the base is currently hiring for several vacancies, including 2 slots for electronics engineer posts. So, isn't that weird? That during the last stay at this base, they filmed a short horror story, or a short horror movie, basically about crew members losing their minds because they were being talked to and contacted by ghosts or spirits of other crew. Weird stuff. And now we got someone actually losing their mind. I gotta imagine that there is a strong, not going to make it out of there alive. They're not going to make it out of their cave. Like, this can quickly turn into something really, really ugly.
Right?
And the conditions in this area are going to be so bad in the coming weeks and months that you could, let's just say, for example, you shove someone out of the research facility and close the door. It's not going to take long for them to just, they're not going to make it. Let's just put it like that. So a very scary situation.
Weird.
But as I keep explaining, the South African government, they continue to downplay the situation because in reality, they know that there's no way in hell they can go rescue them anyway. So they want to just say, hey, nothing to see here.
Oh my God.
Everything's okay. The whole situation is under control. Meanwhile, members that are there are in contact with the media and they're saying it's not under control. Okay? If the situation was under control, you wouldn't have them literally reaching out to the media, pleading for help, pleading to be rescued. Some of the people, maybe not all, but at least some of the people in that research facility want to get the hell out of there right now. And they can't. They can't just open the door and walk away. There's nowhere to go. They're dependent on the South African government to step in and do something. But that's not going to happen. So they're going to have to basically, fight for their life for 9 months and hope this dude doesn't go even crazier. Or maybe they'll have to do something crazy to him. And I want you to think about this. You're isolated from the outside world. You feel totally helpless. Maybe you're fine being isolated, but you're living with someone who's losing their mind. That constant fear and anxiety of being trapped in this small area with someone who's gone crazy, he's touched you inappropriately, he's threatening people, he's hurting people, that's enough to make other people go crazy inside of this facility.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see this stuff ending well at all. In fact, I think more has probably already happened that we don't know about yet. And what I'm worried about is that this place, it's in such a remote location, and no one's even hardly talking about this news story anyway. I'm scared that something bad may happen to some of the women in there or any of the people in there, and we may never find out about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a possibility that something could happen to one of them in there, and we'll never know about it. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this situation for sure, because I don't like how this is playing out, and I really don't like how the South African government is trying to just smooth things over when there's people in the research facility desperately looking for help, basically trying to put the word out there to the world that, hey, this is what's happening here. You probably don't even know this research facility exists, but it does. And we're here. We can't leave for 10 months. And this guy's gone crazy and no one's doing anything about it. But I mean, looking at the makeup of the group, it's disappointing because there's so many grown men there. Y'all need to get it together and take this dude down and do what you got to do before things get even worse. Now, when I first saw this story, I was intrigued by it because I had never heard of anything happening like this before. But after doing research, I was totally blown away. Folks, the amount of stuff that goes down at these research facilities in Antarctica, it is terrible. Around 72% of the women who work at these bases or have worked at these bases, around 72% of them report that they have either been SA'd or SH'd. Some of these bases, 38% of the women there have been R-worded. Like, it is literally insane. Like I was saying earlier, like just a staggering. If you look at the percentages, if you look at the numbers, it's staggering. And it's something that's kind of not talked about much.
Right.
And it's wild to me because just in 2023 and 2022, literally over the past few years, there have been several stories that have come out, several situations, several people have been exposed for some of the horrible things happening in Antarctica. And I had no idea it was really going down. Now, I haven't seen many stories like this one with someone losing their minds. Not only is he SAing people, but he's also attacking people, threatening to kill them. I haven't seen anything quite like this, but the amount of stuff that happens to women on these bases, it's just absurd.
That's wild.
And if nothing else, hopefully this crazy story that's happening right now, hopefully it raises more awareness about the problems that are going on in Antarctica. Because, boy, oh boy, like literally, when I saw the numbers, like when you see 72%.
Oh my God.
What? So almost 75% of the women who work on these bases, and mind you, most of them are working secluded from the rest of the world for an extended period of time, sometime over a year, right? With no contact with the outside world, basically just contact with whoever's on your research base. And they're just put through this stuff on a daily basis. And they've rung the alarm before, but nothing has really been done about it. And
isn't that wild? It's not funny, but the way he says it, it does make me laugh. Isn't that crazy? But how I would have thought they were all like scientists also. Isn't that super weird that like somebody is there to make a horror film? What? That's really crazy. I can't imagine. That would be really scary. Isn't this? I know. Isn't this? I was so blown away, and I don't mean to laugh like it's funny because it's not. But it's just so wild. Yeah, I don't know. That's sad though. But I agree with him. They need to handle it. You know? You can't just let one person do all that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. I can't even imagine being a person that even being involved in something like that, honestly. Not even in a good situation. I that would not be something I would be trying to do. ever. Not even with people I knew. Like, I just wouldn't. But wild. So I know, right? There you go, though. That guy is fucking crazy too. But, well, I guess I'm going to get off here. I am going to come on this weekend and talk about updates with Lori Vallow and Kohlberger. Some really weird shit. A lot is coming out with Kohlberger case. Super creepy. Johnny Depp. Oh my God. Remember that guy? That was so weird. Oh my God, Tony, that was so weird. Oh my God. Yeah, there's some stuff from there that I want to. God, there's funny shit. Okay, and we're gonna start watching some of this stuff over on Twiggy Orb. Yeah, expert being a key word here. Look at how do you get involved in something like this, especially if you're not a scientist. So I don't get it. Very strange to me. But leave it to Cinema. He comes up with this stuff, doesn't he? And you gotta admit, he says it funny. But all right, I'm gonna get out of here. It's late. Get to bed. So thanks for hanging out. Chatted up with me on this. And I hope everybody has a good sleep well, has a great weekend. I am going to be on here this weekend, though, for sure. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, good night to you also. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Thank you so much.